Economic growth versus economic development. Economic growth and economic development are two frequently used terms in economics. While they are related, there is a distinct difference between the two. Economic growth. Economic growth is a quantitative measure of the expansion of an economy over a period of time. It is typically measured by the increase in the country's gross domestic product, which is the total value of all goods and services produced within a country in a given period. There are a number of factors that can contribute to economic growth, including increased productivity. This can be the result of technological advancements, improved worker skills, or better management practices. Increased investments. This can come from both domestic and foreign sources, and it can be used to purchase new machinery, equipment, and facilities. Increased consumer spending. This can be driven by raising incomes, low interest rates, or increased confidence in the economy. Economic growth can have a number of positive benefits, including increased employment. As businesses expand, they create more jobs. Higher wages. As businesses compete for workers, they tend to offer higher wages. Increased tax revenue. As businesses and individuals earn more money, they pay more taxes to the government. However, economic growth can also have some negative consequences, including increased inequality. Economic growth does not always benefit everyone equally. In some cases, the rich gets richer while the poor gets poorer. Environmental damage. Economic growth can lead to increased pollution and resource depletion. Social unrest. Economic growth can sometimes lead to social unrest as people become dissatisfied with the distribution of wealth. Economic development. Economic development is a broader concept than economic growth. It encompasses not only economic growth but also improvements in the quality of life for the country's citizens. These improvements can include increased access to education and healthcare. These factors can lead to a more educated and healthier workforce, which can contribute to further economic growth. Improved infrastructure. This can include roads, bridges, sewers, and other public works that can improve the efficiency of businesses and quality of life for citizens. Reduced poverty and inequality. Economic development should lead to a more equitable distribution of wealth and a reduction in poverty. Economic development is a long-term process that requires sustained investment in education, infrastructure, and other key areas. It is also important to have a strong government that can create a stable and supportive environment for businesses to operate. The relationship between economic growth and development. Economic growth is a necessary but not sufficient condition for economic development. A country can experience economic growth without experiencing economic development if the benefits of growth are not shared widely or if the growth is not sustainable. On the other hand, economic development is not possible without economic growth. Economic development requires a certain level of economic growth to provide the resources needed to improve the quality of life for a country's citizens. Economic growth and economic development are both important goals for countries. Economic growth can provide the resources needed to improve the quality of life for citizens, while economic development ensures that the benefits of growth are shared widely and that the growth is sustainable. Economic growth is often measured in terms of GDP per capita, which is the GDP divided by the population of a country. This is a more accurate measure of the average standard of living in a country than GDP alone. Economic development is often measured using a number of different indicators such as the Human Development Index, which measures life expectancy, education, and income. There is no one-size-fits-all approach to economic development. The best approach for a country will depend on its specific circumstances. Now let's see the case of India. India's economic development journey has been unique, characterized by a blend of challenges and opportunities. The country's vast size, diverse population, and rich cultural heritage have shaped its economic trajectory, necessitating a tailored approach to achieving sustainable growth and prosperity. India's economy is the third largest in Asia and the sixth largest globally, with the GDP of over $3 trillion. However, this impressive growth figure masks significant disparities within the country. India's development has been uneven, with pockets of affluence coexisting alongside widespread poverty. Agriculture remains a crucial sector, employing over half of the workforce and contributing significantly to GDP. However, agricultural productivity remains low, hindering rural incomes and overall growth. India's manufacturing sector has witnessed significant strides in recent years driven by globalization and technological advancements. The IT and pharmaceutical industries have emerged as global powerhouses contributing to export growth and job creation. The services sector is the largest contributor to India's GDP, encompassing a wide range of activities including finance, education, and healthcare. This sector has benefited from India's growing urban middle class and its rising demand for services. Given India's diverse economic landscape and complex challenges, a one-size-fits-all approach to economic development is not feasible. Instead, India requires a tailored strategy that addresses its specific circumstances and leverages its strengths. Addressing rural-urban disparities. India's economic development has largely bypassed rural areas, leaving a significant portion of the population trapped in poverty. To bridge this gap, policy should focus on enhancing agricultural productivity, improving rural infrastructure, and promoting non-farm livelihoods in rural areas. Enhancing education and skill development. India's demographic dividend, a large young population, can be a powerful driver of economic growth. However, this demographic advantage can only be harnessed if the workforce is equipped with the necessary skills and knowledge. Investments in education, vocational training, and skill development are crucial to ensure that India's youth can contribute effectively to the economy. Fostering entrepreneurship and innovation. India has a vibrant entrepreneurial spirit which needs to be further nurtured to drive innovation and job creation. Policy should encourage startups, provide access to finance, and create a supportive ecosystem for entrepreneurs to thrive. Improving infrastructure and connectivity. India's infrastructure, including roads, ports, and power supply, faces significant constraints. Improving infrastructure is essential for reducing logistic costs, enhancing connectivity, and attracting investments. Promoting inclusive growth. India's economic development should be inclusive, ensuring that the benefits of growth reach all sections of society. Policy should focus on poverty alleviation, social safety nets, and empowerment of marginalized groups. Embracing sustainable development. Economic development must be pursued in a sustainable manner, ensuring environmental protection and resource conservation. India is vulnerable to climate change and faces environmental challenges such as air and water pollution. Sustainable development practices are crucial for long-term economic prosperity. India's economic journey is a continuous process requiring adaptive strategies and a commitment to inclusive and sustainable growth. By addressing its unique challenges and leveraging its strengths, India can achieve a future of prosperity and well-being for its citizens.